to my immediate.
I'm not a witch.
No, you're not. But
You don't look like a witch, so.
I'm Kram. Gwen was my witch. She's missing, so we're gonna go find her. Kram is a goblin. He likes a lot of gold. He's fast. He's also like a rogue. Yeah, he likes to cook food for everybody, take care of Gwen. He's mostly devoted to Gwen, and he doesn't really care about anybody else. And yeah.
And who are you as a person?
Oh, as a person. I'm Ashley.
You just become the role.
I am the Kram.
Yeah. Today you are Kram.
The Kram.
I'm Kram. I'm not Kram. I'm Kalyn. I play Ashes, and he is a tiefling warlock who is fiend-pacted. And he a book boy, but he got angry book boy now.
I'm Shelby. I play Magpie, the trickery cleric, and I'm mostly just grumpy. Curmudgeon-y, big square.
Big dwarf.
I'm a dwarf. Yeah, that's important. Mm-hmm. So square, but compact.
For your convenience.
I enjoy long walks through the woods and eating eyeballs.
Can confirm.
Throwback to episode 1.
I'm Kelsey. I will be playing Jaaldura, who is the Goliath Blackthorn, which is a homebrew version of a paladin. And Jaaldura is a Goliath who was shunned from her tribe and then from the village and lost several friends. And so she is starting to kind of lose her touch with reality because of the stress and just everything that has happened.
We're the sad side of the table.
This is the sad side. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Did I say my real name?
Yes, you're
Jaaldura is more important, but I'm Kelsey. Okay.
I'll start off with the real name just so I get that out of the way. I'm Anna. I am playing Molly Barleyfoot today. Molly's seen some shit. She actually was missing the entire last episode after getting snatched by one of the hags we were up against. So I'm excited to find out what happened to her as much as the rest of you all are. But yeah, so she's back. They found her.
They done did it.
But another member of our party is missing, so I'm sure we'll hear more about that.
We will. And hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Allison. I'm going to be the DM here on this fantastical horror-filled adventure full of sads today.
Jesus.
As I mentioned,
Set the tone.
yeah, exactly. Well, we gotta kick it off in style here.
Be honest.
Normally we do art on the stream, but today we're going to play D&D as we have over the past years. Yeah, this started as a kind of a one-off thing we decided to do 2 years ago that turned into a saga. So I'm excited for you all to see the ending of it, along with, we're all excited to see where it goes. Me more than anybody, because at this point, if anybody's DM'd in chat, you know that things don't necessarily go how you anticipate they might go, and I'm fully anticipating that that's going to be the case this time. For those of you in chat, we are playing D&D 5e, but it's fairly homebrewed. So just full disclosure, we are going to probably mess up a couple rules. There might be a couple rules that might be loosey-goosey. We play a very narrative style of game where character interactions and sort of like the rule of cool rules above all else. So if something happens where you notice that a rule might be broken or we might mess up, just like, you can take it in and let it go. Because we will not worry ourselves.
Yeah.
Exhale, no.
It will fall on deaf ears.
Yeah. That being said, we're all going to be keeping maybe not a close eye on chat, but we want you guys to be participating and having fun with the session and having fun. Like we're a big fan of like coming up with hashtags during the game, so stuff like that. Have fun in chat, have fun with each other, have fun participating. Be nice to Yanni, even though we're not going to be, because we're going to be doing picklebacks later. But be nice to Yanni. He's your mod for today.
He says he does say, of course, which is wood homebrew, which
Ooh, clever.
good one.
Clever.
You get one.
I hate it.
Well, you definitely are never
No, you
allowed
get
to
as many as you want. Don't listen to Anna.
Yeah, Allison or Ashley's an enabler.
You do you.
You do you indeed.
That's what we gonna do.
That is
That's
what we're
true.
gonna do. That is what we're gonna do indeed. So I'll get right into it. So for those of you that have not joined us previously, and for those of you that are just joining us again, we're in the town of Watershed, or at least that's where we started. Watershed is a small village located on the outskirts of a desolate countryside. It is independent and has a very small world vibe. The patrons are a lot of God-fearing farmer types. And there are also shrouding mists that surround the city that people are very superstitious about, that are present often at night and believed to be haunted. Those desperate enough to brave the mists and venture through the western woods seek out witches to help them with less than mundane problems that they might be facing. And that's where we began. The part 1 of Coven that happened quite some time ago at this point began in Watershed, and you all uncovered the mystery of a missing girl named Emily Baker. Emily had gone missing in the middle of the night, and it was your job to uncover where she'd gone by asking the townsfolk, who some were fairly receptive to your presence, some were not so much.
Gravedigger.
That's what I was just saying.
Antoine. Yeah, that's what it was.
You met quite a few colorful characters in the town of Watershed, some of which helped you, some of which did not, and discovered that Emily had been taken in the middle of the night. So you all ventured by way of prophetic means, I would say. Miss Molly had a dream that led you all in a specific direction where you did discover Emily at the hands of Amelia, the midwife, who was a hag all along.
Such a good twist. We didn't call it too early.
No.
Like,
We didn't call it too early because this was all of our faces.
And as you all assailed the hag, who Amelia revealed herself to be a hag, and you all attempted to rescue Emily, Molly, in a death-defying act of fate, reached out. Both of us rolled natural 20s at the same time, and Molly was swept away in this plume of smoke. And the hag, Emily,
like that reenactment.
and Molly all disappeared without a trace. What you had discovered about Emily prior to that, too, was that she had been sort of born into the role of a hag. For those that are not familiar with hag lore, hags steal babies, and then they eat them. And then they birth them back out, replace the babies, and at the time of their 13th birthday, which Emily was coming upon, they start to transform into hags.
Back out. What the shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hags
Say
are
it louder
messed
for the
up.
class.
I didn't know they birthed them back out and am now thoroughly disturbed 5 minutes in.
It's like Tetris,
shit.
baby. It comes back together.
No. They chew? No.
Did they like dislodge their jaw and just
Stop
snake
it.
Snake?
You know what? I don't want to know the specifics. Like,
Let's be clear. We are like the good kind of coven, like the good, like light magic fighting against
Yeah, you all are not hags, you're witches.
the hag
we're
coven.
yes, for the most
To
part.
be fair.
Yes.
Well, good. I mean,
Good
gray
to
is
good
fine,
to
but
neutral.
not like.
Yes.
Let's just say neutral.
I'm good.
Who are they?
You're good. You're very good.
Too good.
No one's questioning Jaaldura's goodness.
So there is. She is lawful good. Part 2 began with the search for Molly. 2 years had passed, and prior to this, I should also mention, you all had a matron in your coven that was not present during the first session that had gone missing. And you found a letter from her in the second session, and the search for Molly continued, where Ashes was given a vision seeing this sort of like red pattern laced by yarn, which is a very characteristic trait of Molly, because Molly carries around some yarn with her. And you discovered a map based on your vision of a place called the Underground, which you were prompted to go venture towards by Zendaya, who's your missing patron. And or the missing I shouldn't say patron just because you're a warlock, so we shouldn't confuse the two. The missing matron of your coven. Zendaya prompted you to go to the Underground to find a fortune teller and discover an altar to lead you to where Molly was being kept. And the entire time, just to intro Kram in a little bit more, because Gwen had a familiar in the first session. Gwen had a familiar named Mark, who was very loyal and very true all the way up until his untimely death.
Not as loyal as me. I'm much better. I make breakfast. He was a pleb. He was a pleb.
So she replaced Mark with Kram, the goblin, and Kram ventured with you all during the second session.
Backwards.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
But you discovered an altar that led to a secret lair where you all basically you had to sacrifice something in order to be given access and entry into this lair, and Kram did not give anything, so Kram did not join you as you ventured in. But you ventured into a place, a world in between worlds. You noticed that things were very amiss, things were much more mystical and magical than you had previously encountered before. You weren't sure quite where you were, but you knew that you weren't in Watershed. You knew that you weren't quite where the material world existed. And you encountered Amelia and Emily, both fully transformed hags at this point, and you did discover Molly, who had been used as a puppet for them. And Magpie put all her investment into trying to get through to Molly during this encounter where things looked harrowing for a little while. And you were also accompanied by a different stranger the entire time whose family was killed by the same group of hags.
My boy.
Shit, that's right.
Jameson Dillspear, a blood hunter that joined you for the fray.
Jameson Relish Dillspear to
Jameson
you.
Relish Dillspear, yes.
God.
I forgot about
Accompanied you on your mission to go hunt these hags down and defeat them. At which point Amelia was defeated. You all were able to kill Amelia.
Midwife's gone.
The midwife is gone. Emily, however, tried to flee. And Gwen, taking it upon herself as everybody collected their strength and tried to save their unconscious comrades, chased her down and disappeared.
Another one.
They always take one.
They're always taking one.
Maybe
So-
you'll be next.
So that brings us to part 3.
Optimists
Less
on
food
the
to
end of the table.
It brings us to part 3, the Coven finale, the ruins of Watershed, which is today's session.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yes.
It's optimistic.
Let's go.
So you all wake in a cave, the same cave in which you lost Gwendolyn, you saved Molly. You're rested, you are as fresh of face as one could be in this circumstance. And I will have anybody proficient with magic please roll me an Arcana or Religion check, your choice.
Arcana or religion?
Nope. Those both are intelligent face. You're proficient with magic, though.
Whoa.
Natural 20. Okay, Mr. Book.
Was it that
I got a
first
10.
roll?
First roll of the day.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Like distraction.
It's my wife dice.
It's all
No,
down
sure,
Allison here. I need you to keep your eyebrows on the same level.
She's got a hat on. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Just a little natural 20 for a book boy.
Book boy.
I got a 10.
Yeah, 10. Molly, you're still very distraught. You're happy to see your friends, I think. I think you're still a little bit in shock at this point. But Book Boy, Ashes, do you want to describe for everybody what Ashes looks like, too?
Yes.
He's a tiefling,
Well,
but
that's a good
in greater
idea.
detail.
Ashes is a pretty small tiefling. He's probably about 5'5". He has kind of blue-gray skin and 2 prominent horns that go up straight in a sort of like a U. He's very slender and very kind of, for a male, I guess, very feminine and androgynous looking. He has long white hair and bright, big yellow-green eyes.
I love that. And you have a very distinct
And I
necklace,
have a
too.
very distinct chain necklace that wraps around throat.
And he,
Symbolism.
his pronoun is he, even though he's kind of androgynous.
He is a he.
Okay.
So, Ashes, you know exactly where you guys have ventured to in the aftermath as the dust has settled. You were awake during that entire fight, watching your comrades.
I didn't miss a dang moment. Saw it all.
Old person. Old person.
We don't say
person
that.
for like
That's a swear word
entire
in this
set.
house.
We don't say that.
whole person.
We don't say that phrase in this house.
You were in the Feywild.
God fuck. Damn it.
The world
I mean, I
around
knew
you
that, but-
is hazy and oversaturated and almost dizzying with the effects. It does appear to be the Western Woods in some capacity. It feels that way, but it feels beyond. It almost feels like you're under the influence of something as you're gazing off into the distance. It feels lofty but too heavy at the same time. You feel breathless and winded, but also bolstered enough to sing. It's a lot of contrasting elements where you don't know exactly how you feel. It almost feels like you're caffeinated and crashing, and that sort of idea.
That's a bad feel.
So after the caffeine and the mimosas both like die off and kick in.
Yeah, exactly.
That thoroughly confused state.
But as you kind of look off at the mouth of the cave, the threshold of the cave, looking into the distance, and you hear Magpie sort of tending to Molly and Jaaldura behind you.
Wake up!
This recollection hits you. You know exactly where you guys are, and you know exactly how dangerous that knowledge is.
Magpie,
What?
do you know where we are?
Cave?
No. Do you know where this cave is?
Does matter.
No, Magpie. We're in the Feywild.
What?
Are you there? Kram's not there.
Damn it.
We'll get to you. Don't worry.
Time to hold it.
I want you to be there too. We say, I'm not sure what was going on, but Jaaldura and Molly were sleeping or
Resting,
unconscious?
yes.
Resting. Okay, I'm gonna
So
say
you're waking
kind
up
of,
at this
yeah,
point.
okay, perfect.
Where's Gwen?
Molly,
What?
I don't want you to freak out. No. Molly. Molly.
What?
One thing at a time. We don't know where Gwen is. Don't freak out.
Gonna wake up at that point.
Molly!
I'm gonna like bury her face in my chest.
You're here!
We found you! What happened to you? You're still so small. You're so small. You're so small.
Magpie's gonna leave the cave at this point.
I know!
What?
We don't know what's out there, but it's not good.
Kind of misty.
Let's just stay here for a minute, okay? Because if you get eaten, what are we going to do?
She's just gonna like gesture to these two like, I need some air.
At this point, Ashes is just gonna look from Magpie to the two that are crying, and he just goes,
We are going to focus. We found Molly.
Yeah.
We lost Gwen.
They always take one.
How much?
Yes?
How much time?
Molly, right now,
Time.
time is nothing because we are in
Time.
the Feywild. It could have been 500 years. We don't know.
How long
It's not a
have I been gone?
Like 2 minutes is fine.
Like a year.
Can I roll insight check on that?
Yes. Deception, please.
Oh, I think so bad.
2 minutes.
6. I think you'll beat
That's
me.
a 17.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
But you say a year, right?
I did say a year.
You know something's amiss. Like you don't know distinctly who's telling the truth or who's lying at this point, but you have your
Well-
suspicions, and so.
How long? Like a year, Molly. We tried to find you.
Technically, it was 2 years.
To like 2 years, Molly. Like 2 years. We tried to find you. We did. We looked for you. We looked for your yarn. I walked around with it in my hands.
Okay.
We have to. We have to stop them. They can't
Listen,
do this
look,
to anybody
Molly,
else.
just focus.
I couldn't.
Amelia is dead.
I
Too
don't.
fucking right.
I don't care about Amelia. I couldn't save her. I couldn't save Emily.
None of us could. It doesn't just fall on your shoulders.
It's not your fault.
She was gone before we ever even knew.
You don't know what Amelia did to her.
What'd she do?
We're gonna die in this cave.
It's not good.
If we stay in this cave, we'll all be together and we'll all be safe. I think it's a very nice cave. And if we just, Magpie, you could decorate it with your gold and your trinkets, and I could build a fire, and I could put up some sage to keep out bad people, and
Jaaldura, that's a great idea if
Yeah.
we were home. We're not home.
But this could be our home.
Do you know what the Feywild is?
No.
It's not great. We're not in our... Okay, imagine our house, right?
Yeah.
It's in the beautiful woods. We love our house, right? It's great. Now imagine...
Epo is there.
Imagine our house somehow now
Molly's just
existed.
like, I miss Epo.
Epo's there, Action.
I said focus!
Are you still sad you're not there?
This is great. I love this show.
I
Favorite
said
channel.
focus. Right now, we're in some kind of nightmare world that is not real.
You
Well, I
don't
mean, it's
know.
real, but not for us.
You don't know what nightmares are. I've seen some shit.
Molly, I can't even imagine, and I am very sympathetic to this, but we kind of have
Thank you.
got to do something. We can't sit here and cry about Epo. I'm pretty sure he's okay. He's a lot more okay than we are.
He's a tough donkey.
He's a very tough donkey. You taught him very well,
I know.
Jaaldura. He's strong. He's gonna be fine.
No one's gonna be
Don't
fine
cry.
if they
Don't
finish
cry.
their
Jaaldura,
planning.
don't cry. Good.
Nobody's gonna be fine if they finish what they're planning.
Well then, Molly, enlighten me. What are they planning?
What do I know? 'Cause
So,
this stuff,
roll me-
I'm also kind of in the
Yeah,
dark
roll me a
on.
history check. You would be vehemently familiar with this, so this DC is going to be pretty low.
Okay. I'm cycling through dice to figure out which ones are my friends today, so that was
I
good.
gave you the one I gave you is not out.
Oh, find it
get
for me. 22.
20. Ooh, great. So this is a little bit of a refresher for some of you because you did learn
Perfect.
a handful of information the last time we played, but Amelia was given a spell by the first hag of the Feywild, the
Oh,
eldest
shit, that's
hag
right.
of the Feywild.
Was it a whole person?
And why did not say that phrase in this house?
Sorry. Continue.
They were given a very powerful spell to construct something called the Path of Redemption. And the Path of Redemption acts as a back door to basically be a very easily accessible way to channel power of the Feywild into the mortal world for hags. Their goal was to start creating multiple covens to make that... basically to start building an army for all intents and purposes from what you can surmise. And you know distinctly that these hags had a third member. You don't know who it was, but you know that they were in contact with a third member, and they called themselves the Hags of Hopewither Hollow.
Oh, yeah.
So it was Amelia, Emily, and one other person were
What was
involved
this
in this.
spell called one more time?
The Path of Redemption.
Path of Redemption.
And you heard the name of the first hag of the Feywild. I know Anna knows it, but the first hag in the Feywild's name is Veranestra. So for those of you, anybody taking notes,
Makes me twitchy.
yeah, Verenestra.
But that was not the third hag.
no,
Like the
Verenestra
question
was
mark
not.
person,
Yeah.
mystery person.
Mystery person is not Verenestra. Verenestra is just like this fabled. Almost, they revere her almost like a god.
We'd
so.
done be screwed if we tried to
No,
go
we
after
got
that.
this. We got this.
So as Molly, you're kind of recollecting
Yeah.
this too, just for the rest of you guys, just setting the scene to your blood hunter friend has
Oh, yeah.
departed during the night. He has
just
left.
Disappeared into the mist.
Yep,
Well,
he took off
have fun in the
on his
Feywild,
on his own. Leaving
He's a
Jason.
werewolf. He'll be fine.
leaving
Probably
nothing, no
wolfed it
note, no indication of where he went or what he was planning to do. You guys all kind of. It was very clear that he was kind of a lone wolf sort of character, and but he has departed during the night, so he is not presently with you. But Molly, that's what you know. So
I will, I guess, go through that, basically. So we have to find the third. Well, I guess Emily, I would assume, is wherever Gwen is. So we need to find the other two members, and we cannot let them make this path because, I mean, we'll be dealing with like even more powerful hags than we were before, and more of them. It can't happen. I don't know how to stop it, but we have to do something.
Molly, as you're saying this, you all hear this hissing sound behind you, and you turn around and see this coalescence of black smoke kind of swirling and spiraling in the cave and forming into a silhouette, and we're going to cut over to Kram. So Kram, you're still at that altar. These people, you turned around, and the people you were with, Gwendolyn included, have vanished. And you still see this altar, this horseshoe-shaped altar with all of these little tiny trinkets all over it. All of these little tiny things.
And my blood. I just remember that Jaaldura like cut her
yes.
hand and like smeared her blood on it.
Yeah, because we all sacrifice something. Except for Kram.
Except for Kram.
So I can choose to either sacrifice or leave.
Well, you can roll me an investigation check real quick.
Ooh, I'm gonna know all the things.
He's our muscle, so you gotta meet up with us at some point.
19.
So you get the indication that, yes, you could definitely offer something to the altar if you wanted to follow them, but there's a lot of stuff here that, like, is very valuable, that would be really, really good to add to your collection. And as you're kind of, like, rifling around, like, looking at all the different things that they put on this altar, you feel the floor kind of, like, move out from under you. So I'm continue to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh.
He's gonna be too good
I
at
try to
this. I'm
snatch
calling
all the
it right now.
things.
Okay, yeah. Is that that one?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So you
Just curse her.
you're trying desperately to like grab all these things, and basically you just like kind of eat shit, and like your teeth like buckle against the top of
So
the.
I only have
lose-
like 2 teeth.
You might have lost another one as you kind of just like nosedive right into the corner of this altar. But you right yourself as you feel the floor sort of moving away from you. And you looking down into this very, very tiny hole that you understand you could probably fit to. You see two very green faces staring up at you. They look very similar to one another, and they're like you. They're both goblins, and they're dressed as Christmas elves.
No.
What the shit? No. What the shit?
And they both have blonde, like, shake and go wigs, like blonde pigtailed wigs, and they're both looking up at you, and they look at you, they go,
It's a crossover
Hey, you!
to something I don't know.
What? What do you want?
What's happening?
Were you with the people that just came through?
Maybe. Who wants to know?
We do.
and they both kind of like point at each other in unison, and one goes,
That's Treat.
and the other one goes,
That's Tweak. We're sisters.
Why do I care?
We want to know if you could do us a favor, and if you want, we could get you through. But you have to do us a favor first.
Maybe. What's the favor?
we need you. And they, like, hand up a giant, like, steak. Like a raw steak.
Of wood?
No, meat. Like meat.
Oh,
Not as big as my head.
Yeah, like a big old steak. They're like, can you cut this into pieces and make a trail leading out to wherever you came from to here?
What are we bringing into the town?
We're missing our mighty steed. His name is Wolfie. He needs to find us.
Oh.
He
I
needs
guess I
to
can help.
Okay, so they hand you the steak. It is just like a big pile of raw meat that is almost the size of your torso.
I just drop it on the ground.
No, we need you to cut it up and make it a trail.
I'm getting my knives out. I can't just cut it in the air.
Okay, good point.
I love goblin interactions.
So I get out my shiv, because I have a shiv.
You have a shiv, yep.
It's the sharpest one.
It's just a piece of glass.
No, it's made from a butter knife. Sharpened butter knife.
Oh.
And I just start carving it into bits. And then I just, here you go.
No, we need you where you are. Make a trail. He's out there where you are. We can't leave because there's somebody looking for us and she'll find us.
Well, damn. Okay.
Damn.
Fine. And I grab it all and I start heading back where I came from and laying it down.
Roll me a survival check. See how efficiently you do this.
You don't just eat it all.
15.
15? Okay, so you lay it out like, a couple paces away, so there's like a reasonable trail. There's a little bit of like meat juice and blood, like, coming back on your way back. And you see both of their heads like very tenuously like peeking out of this hole that's by this altar. They both have like little Christmas hats on.
Amazing.
So, do I finish my job of laying them all down? Okay.
Yep, and you come back. And
Okay. Why are you guys dressed like that?
We're elves. What's the matter? You never seen an elf before?
Not an elf goblin.
We're not goblins, we're elves. Don't tell anybody. Do you want to come through or not?
Yes, take me.
Okay, so they back up and leave you enough space to jump down.
Okay, before that, I stealthily grab more things off the altar.
Go ahead, roll me a sleight of hand just in general to see how many things you can grab.
Oh no. 9.
9, you managed to grab 2 things in particular. I will let you determine which ones they are in particular because I can't remember off the top of my head, but they are of like moderate value.
Alright, 2 moderate value things.
You just gank them and jump down the hole, and you, as the hole closes above you, you find yourself in this very like hazy space, and like sort of the sky closing above you. You start to hear the altar above you like rattling as the gap closes.
And these guys are still with me?
Yeah, the 2 are with you, and they're like, do you need help finding your people, or are you good? You did us a favor, so thank you.
You're welcome. Do you know where I should follow them to? Did you see them come through?
Oh yeah, we like trailed them the entire time. They went that way, and they like point in a direction.
You want to help me get them?
And they both like kind of look at each other, and they just
Take me.
Yeah, okay. We're not doing anything else.
Sweet.
So you walk along with Tweak and Shriek, heading towards the Goblin Cave. So for those that didn't know what that crossover was, these are Shelby and Ice character in a Christmas one-shot. So.
My character died in that one shot because you guys left.
We narrowly escaped into the Feywild.
We did. But cutting back to you all, this coalescence of black smoke forms into a silhouette that eventually forms into a coal-black skinned person of some kind.
Black skin.
Yeah, coal black skin, and the crown of his head where hair should be, it's almost like this vaporous smoke billowing behind him like a cape. He has four eyes, so 2 pairs of eyes. All of them are bright violets and gold irises, and he is adorned in very lush black feather pauldrons and chains, like decorative chains between the pauldrons and on his entire long flowing black garment. And the entirety of his person, his being, seems to be made of smoke in some capacity. He moves very ethereally. His gestures are very lofty and willowy. And he smiles, and Ashes, at first, you recognize who this is immediately. At first you're unaware that he is visible to everybody else in the room, but he sort of bows his head towards you.
Molly.
Who are you?
Oh, you are saying this too. That's good.
She's pointing her knitting needle at him. Small, feisty. What? Who are you?
Should I tell them, Ashes, or would you like to?
What?
Pull out my sword.
Can you see him? Not great, so.
Why? Who?
Yeah.
What do you want?
There's no need to fret, dear. I'm a friend.
Molly. It's okay.
Oh, well then.
Do you know this? She's not letting her guard down that quickly.
Ashley says it's fine. We got more family.
You're sure you can see him?
Yeah, he got 4 eyes.
The giant man with looks like that. Is this? What is happening?
Remember how I told you that no one believed me that I knew a devil?
Is this Beasley's true form?
No.
He does chuckle at that in character.
Oh,
Where's
Beasley?
Where's Beasley? Oh, that's right.
This is Vinsar.
Vensaw.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Ashes, is this your boyfriend?
Shut your mouth.
Molly's just like concerned now.
May I speak with you for a moment?
Yes.
No.
You may. With me. With Ashes. Who you want to talk to?
If I wanted to be secretive, I would have just appeared to him. I thought it would be less complicated.
Alright.
Molly, it's okay.
Ashes says it's fine. He's smart. He knows.
This one I like. You should keep her around.
He likes me.
Go ahead. Whatever you want.
May I see your book?
Why?
Does it matter why?
Well,
May I see it?
I guess. Ash just kind of roots around in his bag and he pulls out his big demon skin book with the big eyeball in the cover.
That opens. I think in Benzar's presence, it's definitely sort of like whirling around, like very animated at this point.
And he just kind of carries it over and tosses it in his big old hand.
He takes it and sort of like pulls one of the strands of your hair and like sort of like gently tucks it behind your ear and is like, "Thank you, darling," and then just sort of opens it up and starts writing in it. Like just sort of.
Has he ever written in my book
Never.
before?
This is the first time. So he sort of like twirls his hand, and in a plume of smoke, this pen forms in his hand, and he starts writing in your book. Not saying anything. He's just writing silently.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
You said you were going to talk to us. That's not talking.
I wanted to talk to you specifically, and when I'm done writing, I will. So he takes like a good tenuous like 10 minutes to write things down.
Molly is just mean mugging him like the whole time, like tiny, small, halfling, frizzy haired, like wide stance, like.
What does Molly look like? I just realized we didn't really. I know we have some.
Oh,
art
yeah,
on
we
the
didn't-
channel, but
Yeah. Molly is a, I mean, she's a halfling with like curly, kind of poofy, frizzy, like afro hair, and a hat that's just like smashed on top of it, and big poofy pants. She looks like a little tiny pilgrim, basically. She's got like buckle shoes and like, although now probably after being with the hag for 2 years is a little rattier.
she only
Nice
has one
burlap
buckle
sack.
now.
Yeah, a classy sack of some kind.
No, they put you in clothes of some kind, but
But
it's
you
not
only
nice
have one
stuff.
buckle between your shoes.
I lost the other
You
one.
lost the buckle.
Yeah. Or it's like the cartoon like shoe where you're like missing the front half and your toes are sticking out.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Pinocchio shoes.
Yeah. So no, she's a ragamuffin right now. But
Poor Molly.
He finally,
I don't
after
trust
a
him.
very awkward moment, hands your book back. And inside, the page he's written on are 3 symbols and 3 sentences.
Oh.
crypto.
Y'all ready?
No.
Okay, the first one is a symbol of some sort of bird.
I'm not here, but I'm just gonna.
Yeah, go for it.
Some sort of bird.
Some sort of bird. One could argue it is a sparrow. It's a symbol of a sparrow, and the sentence is, "Climb the highest peak. You'll find me where the hour resounds."
Frantic scribbling.
Let me know when you guys are ready for the second one.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready.
The second one is a moth, and it's the symbol of a moth, and it says, "Dig deep beneath the nameless stone. You'll find me at the heart."
Oh shit.
And the last one is a symbol of a wolf.
I don't know who Wolfie is, but sounds
not a wolf.
Wolfie's not a wolf.
like a seal.
He's a seal.
named
Oh, I was gonna say that sounds kind of useful. Maybe a wolf friend would be
That
helpful.
would be useful.
But
yeah. It's alright, I got fine steed.
The last one is a symbol of a wolf, and the sentence is, "Cast out by frightened shepherds. You'll find me where the story began."
Oh shit.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
And Venzar sort of looks to you, and you can still feel this vapor smoke almost enveloping you at this point, Ashes, as he's sort of looming over top of you. He's just sort of peering down curiously as you're reading through.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "I suggest you pursue the third one first, if you'd like to get out of here in a timely fashion."
Why can't you just take us home?
Because you still have work to do. But I will.
What work?
Finish this.
And then what happens?
Then, any question you have for me, I will answer without any sort of pretense. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
Be careful.
Okay.
And he vanishes.
The hag's got him! We get him back! We'll get him back!
Was that?
What happened, Ashes? Where'd he go? Is he okay?
What?
Jaaldura. Hold on.
What?
I'm more than certain he's okay.
What did he write?
Good.
Well, I'm not really sure.
How do you know this boy?
It's very complicated.
Is it?
Well, I don't think you would believe me if I told you.
I don't know what I believe anymore. Try me.
So feisty.
Well, let's just say I met him a long time ago. You know, as you meet devils in the woods.
Sure.
And
Molly's just like,
well, let's just say, in the most simple terms, I belong to him.
Oh, that's nice.
no!
They belong to each other. That's nice.
I don't think that's what she was saying.
I don't know if he belongs to me, but I belong to him. And
Well, that means you have someone with you all the time. That's nice.
Slavery.
Well,
no, it's not. And Beasley was a gift from Venzar.
So
that's
this
nice.
nice older man just comes into your life. How old were you?
That's not important either.
And gives you gifts.
Sugar daddy.
No! You're not here.
You just hear Kram's voice.
Sugar daddy. Sugar daddy.
He's gotta find his sugar mama, so.
Need to find my sugar mama.
Well, you never believed me that he was real all of this time, Molly. So why are you concerned now?
How open were you about Venzar, really? Like, before this?
Oh,
Out of
no, like-
character.
A lot.
Oh, really? You'd, like, talk about him?
Yeah. And no
Okay.
one ever saw him but Ashes, so.
Did I believe you?
I don't know, it's up
I
to
think
you.
I'm gonna say I believe you.
I'm trying
because
to-
If you see something, it's there.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's real.
Oh, no. That's so bad.
All the good sense is depleting from Jaaldura's brain and being filled up with friendship.
I think Molly's gonna, like, look, like, try and make eyes, like, meet your eyes, Magpie, and just be like, what's...
What?
Nothing? No thoughts?
What?
This is fine?
I don't care.
Why are you acting like that?
I don't...
As you guys are kind of locked in this impasse.
I think Molly's just speechless
Yeah.
at this point, because she probably didn't, if that was the case, like, I don't think she probably did believe he was real, and then he was, and now it's bad.
Yeah. Everybody rolling perception.
And now
checks,
it's a very
please.
bad thing that's
perception
happening
check.
right now.
Oh shit.
Perception.
My first roll.
Oh, not 20!
Oh, well.
22.
22. Oh, nice.
19.
19.
2.
I rolled super bad too. It's fine.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. So Jaaldura is the only one who doesn't like whip around at the sound of 3 tiny footsteps leading up, like in very
Oh my
like
God.
quick cadence rhythm leading up, and you see boop, 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 3 green heads all on top of each other, like leaning into the threshold of the cave. Kram being on the one you recognize being on the lowest rung with these 2 other goblins with these strange looking red and white hats and these blonde pigtails.
Molly's gonna whirl with, like, her knitting needle wand extended.
There are,
Who are you?
Ah, don't shoot. Don't
there
shoot.
are 3 of you now.
Kram?
Yes.
Kram.
You know this? Who does he own?
Actually, Gwen kind of owns him.
The 2 kind of looked
What?
at you and they go, "Are they violent?" And then they just like duck back.
Are they violent?
No. Be nice to them.
I'm just gonna like rush forward. Kram, you made it! I didn't know where you went!
Last
Molly's
time
just
I
gonna,
saw
like,
you,
chuck
there
her
was-
knitting needle and, like turn around and stomp away with, like, her hands on her hips and, like, tapping her foot.
Last time I saw you, there was only one. What happened?
Yeah.
Are you saying all goblins look the same?
I'm saying there was one Kram.
We're
And
no.
now there's 2 more goblins.
They're
We're not him.
I know you're not. There are 3
We're
of you.
ladies. He is not a lady. We're ladies.
These must be
I
Kram's
can see that by your
sisters.
pigtails.
Not my sisters.
No, new
They're my
friend.
guides. They help me find you.
Really?
Yes.
Why didn't you come with us? Where did you go?
I got stuck at the altar.
Because you didn't give anything.
You forgot to baby.
You got
I'm here. Obviously, I gave something.
left at the altar.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll insight
Sure.
to see if he left
Yeah.
something. Natural 1. Magpie, in a very un-Magpie fashion, is like,
Alright. Whatever.
What does Magpie look like? I'm just jumping
Yeah, do
in.
the
I like
character descriptions. Yeah.
oh, Magpie looks like a very
Someone
Very
bring Kram after midnight.
square bulldog. She's about, how tall is she? She's like,
She a square?
she's a compact square. She's got big poofy gray hair covered in gold and just trinkets.
She doesn't have, like, a full dwarf beard, but she's got, like,
no, she's
whiskers,
got wisps.
like
She's definitely got like,
mutton chops.
yeah. She's getting older, so her beard's kind of thinning.
Scraggly.
Yeah. So she's got some teeth, but they're kind of in there.
They're in there.
They're behind the jowls. There's a lot of jowls. She's got little jewel-shaped glasses that are now somewhat chipped, but just jowly and scowly and
Like a bulldog.
square.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a bulldog.
And then let's go ahead and finish up with Jaaldura too, because we
Just
kind of
finish
got the
descriptions.
we can do a refresher on Kram too,
Okay.
because he's more than just a goblin, as we're finding out. They're all different. So.
He more than meets the eye.
Yeah. Jaaldura is 8 feet tall. She's a Goliath. So she's about 4 times as tall as Molly. So
You stack us all on top of each other, you get Jaaldura.
You get Jaaldura. She is a Goliath, but because of the stress of the past couple of years and everything that's been going on, she's kind of almost an emaciated Goliath. Like, she's not as muscly as she once was.
Pet when they get so stressed out and they don't eat.
Yeah,
and they're
she
kind
get-
of thin.
Yep.
That's it.
That's exactly what it is. She's the pet that got stressed out because you guys went on vacation. It's
What?
cool.
Well, you always gave your
I know you were on vacation. You went to a
You
sleepover.
gave all your food to Epo because he would only eat grass.
Yes, that's true.
It's a coffee maker.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was like, where yeah, she had longer hair at one point. She has since shaved it all off, and she's got shaved head. She's got a lot of like talons and like a raven skull, and she's got a lot of accoutrement of a shaman essentially. So.
And then last but not least, Kram has his delightful hat on. So
Kram wears a hat like this.
Yes. Your flex.
He's about 4 feet tall, green goblin. He wears like a button-up shirts with like brown pants and suspenders. Kind of got like a snaggletooth thing going on.
love it.
Yeah.
I love him.
Perfect.
Perfect.
But yeah, the two goblins like come out like fully at this point, and they're all sort of just like tentatively they walk together, and they look like very similar to one another. Like clearly these two are siblings, if not like identical twins. So they kind of just like tenuously like lean out from behind Kram. And they're like, "Yeah, we helped him find you guys. Did you? There were people here before."
People.
What people?
And they kind of like nervously look at one another, and they're like, "Hags."
Oh, yeah, we know that.
Hags well. Well,
Jaaldura,
they
they're
both,
talking
like-
about the hags that were here when we got here.
One of them's dead, and one got away.
With our friend Gwen.
"Oh, that's not good."
If you let him here, do you know the way out?
Sort of. Yeah. Not to interrupt, but I think we got something we have to do here.
What?
That's not as simple as walking out.
Well, we have to find Gwen. We can't leave her behind.
Exactly. I think that's...
Gwen? Where's Gwen?
Oh shit.
Well...
She got taken by a hag. What? You weren't here.
You weren't
You
here.
let that happen?
You let that happen. You
I didn't
weren't
let
here.
nothing happen.
You
You're
didn't.
supposed to protect her.
You were.
To be fair,
We
she ran off on her
tried.
own.
We did it. We couldn't.
But you know what? We'll get her back. We got Molly back.
Damn right you will.
maybe we should. Are you gonna help this time?
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Maybe we shouldn't get her back.
It's not worth trying to save people anymore.
Because when we try to save one person, another one just gets taken.
Maybe you'll be next.
Jaaldura.
Well, if that's the case, then we can go to get her. We'll go get her. It's okay, I can handle a hag.
I don't think anybody can handle a hag.
I can handle a hag. We'll get Gwen back, and I'll go with them instead.
Which direction did
It
she
doesn't
go?
work
Get her.
that way.
She sort of vanished, so
But
we're
it
trying to find a
always-
game plan. But listen. Fenzar.
Your master?
Oh, I don't call him that.
That's what he is.
That's not what he is.
That's what he is.
Molly, I don't think you really understand how it works. Or how much he cares about me.
That's nice.
Molly just does the like the office, like Just turn and stare into camera.
Break the fourth wall.
Yeah, very much like.
Well,
Ashes.
Molly,
We're gonna talk about this later.
are we? Anyways, he gave me 3 clues, things we have to do, and I think, well, he doesn't really say it in like very clear terms ever.
Helpful.
But trust me, I've made it this far in life.
Anyways, there are 3 things we must find, and then I'm going to essentially crack open my scary ass
You guys
book.
see the scary ass book. There's a symbol of a sparrow, a moth, a wolf, and 3 sentences.
And I will read them aloud for the benefit of Jaaldura.
Thank you.
And Kram. I don't know if Kram can read. And
I can't.
You could read recipe
Can you?
books.
I don't think I can.
What's your intelligence?
5.
No. You cannot.
anyway, so I read.
you're stupider than me.
So I show.
What's that supposed to be?
I show the group the symbols and I read aloud my clues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he didn't quite say that this is how you get to Gwen,
Great.
but listen,
Helpful.
Zendaya sent us a very cryptic letter herself, which got us to you.
That's right.
So maybe don't knock the cryptic message. It's done things before.
That makes sense.
Thank you, Jaaldura.
I can't believe everyone is okay with the small child and
I
the
am-
devil friend.
I am not a child. I am 20 years old. So, I'm a grown-up. Thank you very much. Can make my own choices. I got here, did I not? I have read more books in my life than anyone I know.
More than me.
That's right.
That's not very many.
It's not very many.
That's beside the point. I know a lot of things.
You're very smart, Ashes. I'm not questioning that.
Look,
I don't have any other suggestions, so
look,
I'm fine with going along with this for now.
I'm not saying you shouldn't be concerned.
Don't ask me to trust that person.
You don't have to. And even if you are concerned, nothing will change. This is my life. I'm okay with it.
Because you have someone.
He's the only one I ever had.
You have.
Well, until I met you guys, of course.
Okay.
But he brought me to you guys.
He did?
Well, yeah.
As they're having this conversation, Kram, you feel like 2 tugging, like on your on either side of your sleeve, and like frantic, like poking on your shoulder from either side, where you don't really know where to look because both of the twins are just kind of like frantically trying to get your attention. Like, you might, and they just like are babbling and sort of like point behind them. There's something changed, and as Kram turns around, you guys sort of looking out of the threshold of the cave. What was just an endless expanse of forest, you now see beyond just like the immediate threshold. You do still see forest, and you do still see that ahead of you, and like these dizzying mists. But beyond that, you see almost like an outcropping of what looks like a town of some kind, and smokestacks, like smoke like coming from fireplaces, and some like it looks like life, some sort of civilization in the
familiar?
distance.
Does it look like Watershed?
Roll me a perception check.
Not 20.
Yeah,
Oh.
it does look like Watershed.
What? Home! Jaaldura is just gonna start to run out.
Jaaldura, no!
I
Neither
think
of us
that'd be
can
a
stop
great
her.
point to take our first break. So,
Neither of us are strong enough to stop the like.
as Jaaldura takes off.
Jaaldura's strength is maxed out.
So everybody, we're gonna take like a 5-10 minute break roughly.
my
So go refill your drinks, go to the bathroom, and we'll join you in just a moment for the next portion. So
and catch up on chat.
Yeah.
Look at it. Well, because we
laugh
appreciate
at it.
all your talking to
Yeah.
us.
so we'll see you guys soon.
See you in a bit.